Welcome. In this video, I'm going to use the video game Horizon Zero Dawn to explore the idea of augmented relay and the mesh in the game Eclipse phase using the video game Horizon Zero Dawn as an example. Now, I made this video because the idea of augmented reality is very hard to visualize nowadays. Like, we have Pokemon Go and some other phone augmented reality games, but let's be truthful, they don't do a good job. They are very much pictures over pictures, and you get that feeling as things don't line up right. Things are floating in the air weirdly. Things just don't feel appropriate. But in the game of Eclipse phase, we've mastered augmented reality. It is a thing. Invisible things you cannot see with the naked, unaided eye exist as real objects, real interactable things. In the game Horizon Zero Dawn, you play the character Aloy. Now, in this first clip I built, we see Aloy first discovering the technology used by the lost human civilizations to interact with augmented reality. They use what she calls a focus. Now, in Eclipse phase, this could easily be explained as an echo, or an ecto. Sorry. A device that allows you to engage with the mesh, but not actually have implanted inside your body. As she goes through, you can see the mesh just floating there, the augmented reality floating there. But if she didn't have the echo, as you saw at the very beginning, there is none of these visual keyboards floating there, none of these visual screens just floating there for you to work with, for you to see. Now, this is like thousands of years in the future post-fall, so everything's corrupted and degraded. Now, I did a small skip here to show you how, like, she's able to interact with stuff that you have to be able to see to engage with. The stuff isn't there without the ecto. The blue combo lock right here that you see her looking at, it doesn't exist for you to be able to tell what to do. Later in the game is shown that you can operate the lock without being able to see it, but it becomes like a blind action, like you're just doing something you're shown how to do. Touch this, twist this, and things will happen. You have no clue that you're actually manipulating a lock combo and activating a door. Like, these things lose a point of purpose. They don't work the same without the ability to interact with that technology. The other thing that this does is it highlights stuff. Like earlier you saw it highlighting a mouse. Here you see it interacting with someone else's ecto, their implant, and she is able to upload an AR image of a recording that was taken from that device to hers, and so she's able to see it as if it's happening.
Show me again.
And interact with it. You saw her flick her hand there, like rewind. It learned her body movement and was able to use it to tell it to rewind. This is an example of technology, I think, that is how you would see it being used and applied in Eclipse
Daddy
phase.
sure does love his
Like,
little big man.
we don't have these abilities, but this game gives us a clue and an insight into how these abilities work. As the video continues, you'll see me showing off other aspects of what this device does. Here, it's being able to interact, mesh with, and download an audio recording somebody took on another device.
Well, we did.
Something again, very commonly seen in a world like Eclipse phase. You don't have to
So there we sit watching the clock
take the device with you. Your device is able to interact, merge, and if necessary, download the information from that device.
I seem to be a mistake she doesn't want to repeat.
So, there's all of that. Now, this next scene is like the next day after she gets out of that ancient ruins. She is still learning how to operate her device, and basically she is programming her Ecto
All these shapes.
to work how she wants while learning and working through the old database of someone else.
Take your bow.
It also is interpreting the information given to her.
Enough
So
muttering to that
it just
plaything.
learned bow. This
We descend to
item,
the
this
valley
type
now.
of thing is a bow.
Follow.
And it highlights it.
It's time to make your
Here
first
we're
kill.
seeing her learn to hunt, right?
Strider.
Now,
One of
these
the
are
weaker
big giant
but
machines.
even
They're
a
the
weak
cause
machine
of
can kill
their
a hunter if she's
singularity
careless.
event, their
You must study
fall.
your prey. Its hide is thick, but
I don't know the whole
spots
story, I
where it
haven't
is
beaten the game,
vulnerable, like its
but
eye. Can you
these
guess
machines were an integral part of it. Her device, she is able to use, and I'm about to do here, allows her to like scan them and get information back from them.
The cat
Basically,
is still
game
on its
terms,
back.
it'll highlight the
Is
enemy's
that a weakness?
processing
Yes.
lines,
How did
and
you
it
guess that?
highlights their
The
weak
device.
points. In
It
this
showed
case,
me.
But that plaything?
energy pack
Stop playing
on the back
games.
saddle
Now,
full of
take
explosive
down that
liquids
strider.
that you harvest.
Target the eye or the canister.
Not necessarily the
If
most
it charges,
true to
be ready to
style
roll out
thing
of the
for
way.
like Eclipse phase, but it does apply. Like base level machines would give out this kind of information. This is how you interact with me. They don't have like these are dumb smart machines. So they don't have a like background processor telling them to run cybersecurity programs or firewalls. So her Echo is able to just connect to them and tell her stuff. Here it's telling her those little biped walkers are going to follow this path. They're going to walk in this circuit and stay on it unless some other programming takes over.
I can sneak through.
This is their patrol
will not.
route. Again, something an Echo would be able to learn.
Aloy!
Keep with me, I've got more on the last one to say. Okay, here you get a really good look of how it highlights, like, those are like its nerves. Like, if you get a little bit of bonus damage for
Need to
hitting
do
those
this
lines,
slowly and quietly.
but they are armored. And you now see its path. It is going to walk
Focus.
along that
The
path.
one I took from that killer. It's close.
Here, I skipped because it gets boring after that. Here you see me looking at a device I found as part of the story from someone else, right? And I am able to take their device and I'm able to download the information from the other person's device. And I'm able to pull up the world, right?
Now, what can you show me?
So here it shows her accessing the device, and I think it was a damaged device because I mean these are scavenged technologies, but
Commanders, halt excavations and
she
proceed
is
to your
able to
exclamation
pull up
point.
a recording the
Avoid all
device took
contact with
automatically
North
of
savages,
someone
but
telling
you are seen
this guy
kill
to
every
do
witness.
something.
Target imaging attached. Do not
Don't ask me
fail.
how the recording gets full 3D imagery, but they are able to use the devices to bring up AR maps of the area. She's able to move the maps around as like a Google Maps.
Who says I'm like other Nora?
You saw me through.
So,
Owen's
I mean,
focus.
I thought this was a really good example of just how you could view the interactions with the
I'm
mesh.
heading in. Hold for identiscan. You need to stop listening to Ted and start listening to me.
Where's this from? And when? Are you my mother? Why try to kill me just because I look like you?
Hold for identiscan.
The goddess speaks.
It's just like the woman I saw.
Error. Alpha registry corrupted. Identity cannot be confirmed. Entry denied.
No!